Hello everyone. I felt it was high time that we finally, after months of delay, get on with the Paragon of her kind. Oh, we are supposed to go here. Okay. The dead trenches. There we go. I finally decided it was time. I, for some reason, had it in my mind that we had made it to the Brazilian forest. And I don't think this was the first place we started with. I think we started with the Mage Tower. Redcliffe and the Mage Tower. Those are all the evil Darkspawn. The very scary Jim Henson-esque Darkspawn. And the Archdemon itself. Or himself. Or their self. Yeah, so that's terrifying. In case you were wondering, that's the Archdemon. That's the big bad that we are destined to slay. And he looked very angry. Very angry. Actually, let me let people on the Twitter know that my lazy ass has finally decided to do some Dragon Age again. This game is like so, as the kids say, Kino. There will never be another game like Dragon Age Origins. They had the opportunity with Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, but I honestly feel like with all the change in staff that they wanted to step away from that, and that's really sad, because Dragon Age Origins really is a game of its own. It's there's nothing like it. Even in the Dragon Age franchise, there's nothing like Origins. Oh no. What the hell? How did he knock me back? Yeah, take that. Bitch. Streets will run red with the blood of the non-believers.
How many of these things must we wait through?
All of them. Let me turn down the audio right quick. Audio. Like, the game gets tedious at some points. I think a lot of good games have tedious points to it. That doesn't make them terrible games. You know, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy Tactics, which I regard as the perfect game. It's just one of the most comfortable games I can sit down and play and not even think about. It's rife with tedious portions. Hey, what's so jarring is being a fan of Dragon Age Origins. And, being a fan of Dragon Age Origins and then coming back to the series and playing Dragon Age 2, I didn't have to wait like 2 or 3 years like most people did, because I got into Dragon Age. I started with Origins. I got into it back in 2014. Because it was after I had beaten Oblivion and Skyrim. I hadn't beaten Morrowind yet. But I was still on an RPG kick, and I wanted to play more WRPGs, or Western RPGs. And I remember seeing things about Dragon Age Origins. So I watched the romance videos, because I know the people who did KOTOR worked on this, and I was like, oh, this is so tacky. Because all they were showing were like the romance, sex scenes. I thought, this is like a sex game. And then the scene where Morrigan is romanced by a skeleton or something. Oh my god. I didn't realize it was a mod. Of course it was a mod. And, not to sound like a prude, but I just, you know, I'm just not interested in games that are heavily designed towards, like, Coomers, you know?
Trasvala, Grey Warden. I've never seen one of your kind in the deep roads. In the Legion of the Dead, we abandon our lives to be free of fear, free of hopeful blindness. Becoming blind is obvious to us. The surprise is not that you have come, but that you have come in so small a number. What do you want here, Warden? It's an odd tactic, recruiting from the front line. The Darkspawn pitch their camps in our tunnels between your blights, you know. Give me a dwarven reason to look topside. Who put this dull idea in your head? We got other things to worry about in Orzammar. Ah, now I see. The Deep Lords in the Assembly can't make up their minds, so the Pretenders need added influence. I get that right? It's not my job to shore up the Assembly chasing dead legends. The Legion holds a line so those fools have time to put an ass on the throne. After that, we'll be the first into the dead trenches. Might even tackle your blight, though that's a surfacer's problem. You want to go digging blind? You go right ahead. We die in the eyes of our brothers so we can fight without fear. It offers redemption for the promise of the greatest sacrifice. That's all you need to know. To say more invites judgment, or worse, imitation. Like dusters, I've heard of respect. Never seen it. If it exists, it wasn't meant for me. But if you're looking for paragons, you may as well look for the anvil and endless lyrium.
I'm not going to tell him what he needs to be
Let us
concerned
know if
about.
you find any paragons. You're as likely to find a dozen as one.
Just the dialogue is so real in this game. They don't sugarcoat things. They don't, I'll go ahead and save over that. The saving system isn't really like how it is in Skyrim. Like, you can... They always say save multiple, save often, but I need to start pruning these saves. Like, the dialogue in this game is deep and brutal and realistic, like they don't mince words, but it's also, at times, people can shit. People can relax, and it's not like, oh, it's doom and gloom all the time. You know, the Dragon Age franchise is gonna have to jump to a new era, a new age at some point. Because it seems to me they're running out of world-ending threats, you know, apocalyptic events. They've already had a blight in this game. They had a sort of a mini blight. Where's my here we go. Put that on real quick while I click on that. They had sort of a mini blight in the expansion, the upcoming expansion, which we'll play after I beat this game, in Awakening. Not a full-fledged blight, but a mini blight that really only affected Amaranthine. But if we hadn't intervened, I mean, it's a foregone conclusion it would have spread to the rest of Ferelden, so... Oh, what's back here? Presents. I haven't played this forever, so I'm forgetting. Gates of Baunamar. Is Baunamar another region? I never noticed this until now, but that's... Those gates. These gates here. And you saw that the ogre came out of here. He either came out of those gates or he was pounding on this gate to try to get in, and they're like, oh, look, fresh meat, and turned his attention to us. Baunamar, that kind of sounds like a dwarven name. Like a dwarven tig or a city. If I may be so bold as to suggest. Baunamar. What I do like about the dwarves, because it seems like every fantasy game, RPG has some kind of dwarven wraith, and they're almost always depicted the same. I think Elder Scrolls is really the only one that takes them and sets them apart. Yeah, they usually live underground, they have beards, but they're not dwarves, they're just elves. And they were given the name because the giants of Skyrim met with them or something, met with their king, and, you know, referred to them as dwarves, and the name just stuck, I guess.
How many of these things must
Slay
we
them
wade
all.
through?
Son of a bitch. There's much more deep roads. There's at least 3 more bosses. I'm just letting you all know. We're not even close to being done yet. So if you all thought, oh, it's been months, we'll just breeze through the deep roads. No. No, we have at least, if I recall correctly, 3 more bosses. We've got that Broodmother thing. We've got that Anvil Guardian, whatever, that puzzle boss. Then we've got Bronca or Caradon
More foul darkspawn.
after that.
As you say.
So yeah, lots of fun.
Quickly, we must fight!
Those guys were really getting walloped on. So this place was in fact overran and taken over by the Darkspawn. And it was originally called Bonamar or Bawamar, I guess. Goody. I hate those things. I hate those things with a passion. And then Bioware removes them from all the future games. I think they made an appearance in the Descent DLC for Inquisition. I can't remember. I know that the DA2 style of emissary enemies that are just like kind of like the Architect or Corypheus, they levitate and cast spells. Those returned. The redesigned Genlock, Hurlocks, and Ogres returned. I've mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of the redesign. I do actually have a fondness for the Jim Henson-esque. The Dwarves' Unknown Burden. If you want to know what that says, just go to the Dragon Age wiki and look for the codex entry, Dwarves' Unknown Burden. Or whatever that said. I hope I didn't corrupt my game just now by overwriting it. I heard that was really only a problem with Bethesda games. Oh goody, the asshole used Crushing Prison. Fuckers. It's like you can't even really almost consider anything after Dragon Age Awakening to be a proper Dragon Age game because it's so out of this world different. Like, I feel about Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Origins kind of on a level of how the streamer Grimmeth feels about Morrowind and anything past Daggerfall in general. Like, contrary to popular belief, or contrary to how he feels about Daggerfall, I do think Dragon Age Origins is a good game. I think there's tedious parts, but as I explained, there's lots of good games that have tedious parts. It doesn't make them bad games. I think it's a good game. I think...
Right ahead.
I think that, if you want to play a good Dragon Age game, just play Origins. I can understand the desire to want to continue the story. I mean, I did. I've played and beaten all three. I can officially say, as of last summer, not this last summer, but summer 2021, I have beaten Inquisition, the base game, and all of the DLC. All the DLC expansions and all that. So Jaws of Hakon, that was the last one I beat. I beat The Descent, I beat Trespasser. Actually, Trespasser was the last one. That was the last one because it has like post-game content in it and plot devices and things. So that I was advised that that was supposed to have been done last. I've beaten Dragon Age 2 and all its DLC. So I know the full story. My opinion of Dragon Age as a franchise right now is it's taking longer for Dragon Age 4 to come out than it did between Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition. And I honestly feel like they should have started the tradition of not naming it 1, 2, whatever. They could have kept that with Dragon Age 2 because it's honestly unrelated to Origins. The only semblance of connection is Flemeth, who was like there for the whole time, for the whole thing, because she's like an immortal. And the fact that your family escapes from Lothering at the beginning of the game. That's basically it. You're not a Grey Warden. You didn't know the hero of Ferelden. You didn't know Morrigan. It shouldn't even, by all counts, be considered a sequel. So it's called Dragon Age 2, and then you get the third game. That's not Dragon Age 3. It's called Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay. Dragon Age Origins. Okay, makes sense. It's the first in the franchise. Oh, I love getting gang banged by these spiders. I hate these spiders so fucking much. So Dragon Age Origins makes sense. It's the origin stories for the very first hero of the franchise, setting the whole tone and basis, foundation of the series. Then you get Dragon Age 2, which veers completely in a different direction in both gameplay, plot, all of that. Tone. The tone is completely different. You know, like how in Origins there's a blight going on. Yet people are less asshole-ish about things than they are in Dragon Age 2. And my god, poor Hawk. Poor little Hawk. It's like, this person is just like the most cursed, hated by God, hated by the developers, hated by the fandom, hated by the NPCs in the game. Nothing ever goes right for him. His whole life is pretty much in tatters by the end of the game. And it doesn't get much better by the time Inquisition rolls around. It's only slightly like, oh, I'm coping, but then things can either get slightly better or the unchanging or worse by that time. I don't like how they changed the combat and try acting like, oh, it's the same franchise, it's the same system. No, it's not. It's a completely different combat system. You changed it from being like, what was it, CRPG, to being essentially an action RPG. Not unlike the Final Fantasy VII Remake or Kingdom Hearts. How the fuck did she die? Oh, the Forge Master. That's why.
Ask me anything. As you like.
Indeed not.
Now, just a second. Okay. There we go. I had forgotten for a split second there what button to press to summon the little action menu. How long have we been playing for? About just barely under half hour. It wouldn't surprise me. People don't tune in or get excited for Origins because they deem it problematic. That game is toxic. The game is problematic in how it relates to blah blah blah. Because yes, every game that comes out now needs to be a complete reflection, a mirror image of the real world, but just with elves, dragons, dwarves, lizard people, etc., etc.
It has begun.
That Forge Master, like, pretty much came out of nowhere. I guess he kind of counts as a boss? I guess? I will admit, I kind of forgot about him. I thought we already killed the Forge Master, like, back in wherever. So this time of the year, escapism like this is essential. It is essential for my emotional and mental well-being. To forget about the hustle and bustle of everything and just dive into a good game. Now, I don't have an active chat system with people asking questions, so I'll just let people know unprompted I am not looking forward to the next generation of Dragon Age. I am not. I am not excited. This has less to do with, like, the recent layoffs, like who they've hired and fired. Like, I could go back and point to Dragon Age 2, which I like Dragon Age 2 for what it is. I think it's a fun game to play. It's one of the few games you should probably play at least once in your lifetime. It's like how I feel about Skyrim. Skyrim is a fun game on its own. It's just not a great Elder Scrolls game. And unfortunately, you need Creation Club content and mods to boost it up to being that. Because it feels like they spent like half a decade, however long it was, between Oblivion and November 2011, Skyrim's original release. And to get like a really kind of unsatisfactory game. And we can all make the argument, well, you keep buying it. People keep buying it. If it was just, like, unmoddable, if you couldn't mod Skyrim, I guarantee no one would be buying future copies of it. At least people who had already played it and beat it once and you couldn't mod it still wouldn't be buying it. Because there'd be no point. It is absolutely the mods in this instance that make the game. I've never played Dragon Age 2 on PC, so I don't know what the modding scene for that is like. I know there are mods for Dragon Age Origins to make it more like Dragon Age 2, though why on earth you'd want to do that, it's beyond me. Oh, it's a necromancer demon. Dragon Age 2, I can say is a good game. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It might not be the story that I wanted to play, but here's the thing. Our artists and authors, etc., are not obligated to cater to our whims and our demands and change stories and this now. I don't like the way that turned out. I don't like how you treated poor Hawk. Well, that's the tale that they were trying to tell. And we don't have to like it. I will concede that Sarcastic Hawk is the best protagonist, probably best voiced protagonist. Best voice player character in any game that I've played. Paragon or Diamond, or I always call him Sarcastic Hawk because that's what he is. He's Sarcastic Hawk.
Second day, they beat us and eat some from meat. Fifth day they return and it's another girl's turn. Sixth day, her screams we hear in our dream. Seventh day, she grew as in her mouth a spew.
There's monsters up here. Oh, more spiders. Nice to see that had any fucking effect. And I'm dead. And we're dying. We are fucking dying to this motherfucker. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe we are getting massacred by two fucking asshole wizard darkspawn and a couple of fembot femi spiders. I'm in shock. I'm in dis-fucking belief. I'm incredulous at that fact, at that idea. So once again, we got gang-banged. All these fucking darkspawn. I don't want to fucking talk to you, bitch. This is a good game. It's not a perfect game. Oh, this does not give me high hopes for the fucking Broodmother. What's the difficulty set at, anyway? Casual. Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
Eighth day we hated as she is violated. Ninth day she grins and devours her kin. Now she does feast as she's become the beast. First day they come and catch everyone. Second day they beat us and eat some from meat. Third day the men are all gnawed on again. Fourth day we wait. Fifth day they return and it's another girl's. What is this? A human? Bland and unlikely. Feeding time brings only kin and clan. I am cruel to myself. You are a dream of strangers' faces and open doors. First day they come and catch everyone.
Oh, she's a ghoul.
It's what I've seen. What I will become. I force it into verse so it is fantasy. Unreal. That's the only place I can hide. Because they make me. They make me eat. And then, all I could do was wish Laren went first. I wished it upon her so that I would be spared. But I had to watch. I had to see the change. How do you endure that? How did Branka endure? Do not talk of Branka, of what she did. Ancestors preserve us. Forgive me. I was her captain, and I didn't stop her. Her lover, and I could not turn her. Forgive her. But no, she cannot be forgiven. Not for what she did. Not for what she has become. I will not speak of her, what she did, of what we have become. I will not turn. I will not become what I have seen. Not Laren, not Branka. She became obsessed.
I see them.
Oh, goody. Fucking cunts. House of Ogres are easier to kill than the goddamn emissaries. Make sense of that. Still rather play this than Dragon Age 2. I would rather play Dragon Age Inquisition than Dragon Age 2. I would rather play this than either of them. What I like about Dragon Age Inquisition is the free roaming aspect. To pretty much explore, do what you want, go where you want. I appreciated that aspect of it, but was still, I didn't consider it a Dragon Age game. It doesn't play like a Dragon Age game. Origins is a Dragon Age game.
But they found us. Took us all. Turned us.
sure I wear the Archivist sash to get as much experience as possible.
Enemies approaching. Begun. Best be wary. Moving.
I wonder... And of course I can't change the party here.
The men, they kill. They're merciful. The women, they want to touch, to mold, to change it who you build.
I feel like we should change the party. Because I don't think my current setup is going to last very well against the boss. I think my character and Shale would do well. I think we need a healer, like a dedicated healer, and hopefully I've got Win leveled up. Of course, we have to run all the way back to where we came from. Of course, that's a bitch to do. At least we killed all the enemies, so there's that. They can't let us change party just whenever on a whim, nope. Wouldn't that have been a nice feature? To have had access to. And then people legitimately wonder, why hasn't Starfang completed his Dragon Age Origins run? Oh yeah, he's stuck on the Dwarven chapter. Not really stuck, it's just... It's a grueling process, it's lots of fucking walking. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get curb stomped if I don't switch out a couple of characters. At least switch out Liliana for Alistair. Have 3 heavy hitters. Yeah, the Circle Tower was interesting the first time. And subsequent visits, it's kind of a chore, but it's doable. The whole Dwarven saga is just a long... tedious, thankless, aggressive pain in the fucking ass. And it's like the game really gets cooking after you get all this shit done and you're, you know, headed to the Landsmeet and all this. I forgot my other character, my wizard character, Dalen, who's a mage. I've already gone through and done most of that. I think the only thing left for him is to defend Redcliffe and then go to the final battle. And then I'll be ready to start that character on the Awakening expansion. Where the fuck am I going? Seriously? That's the area we just came from.
Well, Grey Warden, I'll give you credit for backbone. You've dug a line through the spawn. Still no sense in your head, but you've got skill. Good luck, Grey Warden.
So at least KOTOR had force speed. It made tedious backtracks like this less tedious. Less of a chore. It's almost like the game is punishing you. Like, oh, you didn't pick the perfect party from the onset? No, because there's, like, fucking locked chests and my character is not a thief. So we gotta go all the way fucking back to Orzammar. I'll get a drink while this is loading.
Frost and damnation. Blood and damnation.
Let's bring Ogren. Because we have to use him in the coming fight anyway. And of course, he can't even wear any of this shit, can he? He can wear Helm of the Legion and that's it. She can wear it, but he can't. You know what? Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Again.
An armored old lady. She is ready to kick ass. She's not going down without a fight. Make some quick monies by selling this junk off. I believe I'm equipped with my namesake sword. I do believe. Oh, nope, that's Merrick's blade. I thought I was using the Starfang sword.
Have you? I'm only asking because you never know who's right.
Right. Right. And look how much money we spent. Totem. Yeah, nobody is taking down this mage. You know what? Why not just give her the complete set? Plus 12 defense. You know what? That's got mana regeneration. She can what? He can keep the dwarven helmet. She'll use that. Hi, lady. Your son's dead.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Have you been to the deep roads already? Oh, my poor boy. I guess I knew, but I just wish I could have seen him one last time. Here, this is my husband's masterwork, the first shield he smithed. I don't have anyone to save it for anymore. I'd like you to have it, for what you risked to bring me this news.
Like to buy something, I hope. I'll take your gold. Like to buy something, I hope. I want that surface wealth coming back to us, Balin's. I'll take... Like to buy something, I hope. I'll take...
Alright, we gotta deck him out with some, accessories. Since this game actually at this point does let you leave and come back. I've beaten the game as all of the classes, Mage, Warrior, and Thief. I haven't beaten it as a dwarf. I've beaten it as an elf. I've beaten it as a human, obviously. Let's see, Ferelden. Summon a Soldier's Peak. That's where all of our goods are.
More of the fiends ahead.
Yeah, you're not harming that old lady. She has more protection than me, basically.
It shall be done. Very well. Quickly, we must fight! As you say.
She's the only one not taking any damage.
It is begun. Very well.
I'm glad they specify that those were human corpses. You know, the greatest threat, existential threat to Darkspawn everywhere.
I fell. For a moment there, I thought I thought it was all over. Everything. I will explain everything when we are back at camp. Now is not the time.
Yeah, she's gonna do well in that fight with the boss. She hardly took any fucking damage against this Darkspawn. That is one protected old lady. So, take in, what is this? Mage. Hmm. She can actually wield the Dragon Bone Cleaver. That is insane to me. 3 cunning, 5% chance to dodge attacks. Oh, maybe that one's better, actually.
Warden.
Hmm. Life Drinker. Blood Mage. Oh, I can't gather Alistair yet.
I think I owe you an explanation for what happened earlier. You should know that something happened to me at the tower before you came along. Remember my apprentice, Petra? She encountered a demon in the tower. It would have killed her had I not intervened. I saved her life that day, but I did not survive that encounter with the demon. No, I'm not undead. If I were a possessed walking corpse and could still think, I'd kill myself. I engaged a very powerful demon to rescue Petra. It sapped me of all my energy and will and left me drained. It took everything I had to defeat it. And when I was done, I no longer had the strength to keep my heart beating. I remember my life ebbing away. Everything receded from me. Sound, light. I remember being enveloped in complete, impenetrable darkness. And then I sensed a presence enfolding me and cradling me, whispering quietly to me. The sensation is impossible to describe. I was being held back firmly but gently, as a mother would a child eager to slip from her grasp. I felt life and warmth flowing through my veins again. I began to be aware of small sounds and the discomfort of my hip pressing into the cold stone of the tower floor. The Fade contains spirits both benevolent and malicious. The benevolent spirits seldom make themselves known, because they want nothing from mortals, unlike the demons. It was one of these spirits that saved me. Without it, I would be dead. And it has not left me. It is with me even now, bonded to me. You see, I am supposed to be dead. It is the spirit that is keeping me in this world. And this is not the way of things. Perhaps the spirit did not expect this, but it is weakening gradually. I am living on borrowed time. Yes, that we will.
It seems like we're all missing an equipment item. Down there.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. I'm sure you'll be...
Oh, I'm getting gangbanged.
That was interesting. And draining.
Of course, it was a boss level fucking darkspawn.
I called forth the spirit that sustains me, so that it could lend us aid. I did not realize it would take this much out of me. It seemed a good idea at the time, if a little rash. I think it may have weakened the spirit a little. Well, that's certainly conceivable. I suppose I shouldn't be using that particular trick to entertain children at parties. I promise I'll be careful. And thank you. Your concern is touching.
There we go. Oh, I want to finish a thought I was saying earlier into the stream. What I like about Bioware's dwarves, about Dragon Age dwarves, is that their society and their lore and everything, their culture is all very fleshed out. Pretty much like Elder Scrolls dwarves. We know they exist. Their ruins are everywhere. Their contraptions are everywhere, still mulling about. We still don't know that much about them. Even during the time in Morrowind, you have people like Dagother, Vivek, Almalexia, who were around, who were alive at the time of the Battle of Red Mountain when the dwarves were still in existence. And they don't really say anything about them. It's just every game. Elder Scrolls 3, they're not really present in Oblivion or the ruins. Skyrim, ESO, Redguard. I mean, it's like this many games and we still don't really know anything. It's like something that's, I guess, always going to be like a plot device. It's just always going to be like this air of mystery. What happened? What really happened? I like that the dwarves here, that Bioware's dwarves are fleshed out. And they're different. They're different from Tolkien dwarves. They're different from Elder Scrolls dwarves. They have a lot of the similar aesthetic and stereotype of, oh, they live underground and they make fantastic weapons. But their culture and society is different enough from all those other ones to make them stand out. Tedious trek back. Okay, where the fuck am I going? So we came that way and we need to go straight. We need to go straight. I think I will say in Inquisition was a missed opportunity for them to not reuse the Harvester or the Vartorel assets. They came up because it was all about dragons in that game. Now all of a sudden there's dragons everywhere. Dragon Age Origin, there's literally, aside from the Archdemon and Flemeth, there's only one dragon that you fought. There were dragonlings and drakes, but there's only one fully adult dragon that you fought. And then Inquisition comes along, and that's like, oh, we're going to be like Skyrim. We're going to put dragons everywhere. And wear off the novelty of it. And probably use the excuse, well, it is the Dragon Age. Where are the dragons?
The task is finished.
And this is where we have to go now.
They took Laren. They
Oh,
made her
I put the
eat
Archivist
others,
sash away.
our friends. She tore off her husband's face, drank his blood.
She tore off his face and drank his blood.
And while she ate, she grew. She swelled and turned gray, and she smelled like them. They remade her in their image. Then she made more of them. Brood mother.
All right. Probably one of the grossest bosses this whole game.
How many of these things must you wade through?
Tis begun.
Oh shit.
As you say.
Cunt. Disgusting fat bitch. This fight's a cakewalk with a mage character. Oh, good. Cheap piece of shit. Cunt. Oh, there she goes, releasing her poison titty juice. Fat ugly cunt. Yeah, die.
We must gain the
You
advantage.
fat transvestite Elmer Fudd.
That's where they come from. That's why they hate us. That's why they need us. That's why they take us. That's why they feed us. But the true abomination is not that it occurred, but that it was allowed. Branka, my love. The stone has punished me, dream friend. I am dying of something worse than death. Betrayal.
Fat ugly bitch. Huh. Well, I'll be ring a selection. That's absolutely fucking pointless. She only started getting the upper hand because she was using that toxic puke fog gas shit. That's the only reason why we started dying a bit. Oh, Anvil of the Void. How convenient. How convenient.
If Branka is anywhere, this has to be it. She will not be unprepared.
What was that?
Let me be blunt with you. After all this time, my tolerance for social graces is fairly limited. That doesn't bother you, I hope.
Shave my back and call me an elf. Branka? By the stone! I barely recognized you!
Ogren, it figures you'd eventually find your way here. Hopefully you can find your way back more easily. And how shall I address you? Hired sword of the latest lordling to come looking for me? Or just the only one who didn't mind Ogren's ale breath?
Be respectful, woman. You're talking to a Grey Warden.
Ah, so an important errand boy, then. I suppose something serious has happened. Is Enrin dead? That seems most likely. He was on the old and wheezy side. Then what is your involvement in this? Why would a surfacer be interested in dwarven politics? You must have a patron. A highly placed patron. And they must want something in particular. Now, what might that be? I don't care if the Assembly puts a drunken monkey on the throne. Because our protector, our great invention, the thing that once made our armies the envy of the world, is lost to the very dark spawn it should be fighting. The Anvil of the Void. The means by which the ancients forged their army of golems and held off the first archdemon ever to rise. It's here, so close I can taste it. 1,000 Balins could die and history wouldn't notice. I'm looking for the one thing that will return our days of glory. The anvil lies on the other side of a gauntlet of traps designed by Caradon himself. My people and I have given body and soul to unlocking its secrets. This is what's important. This has lasting meaning. If I succeed, the Dwarven people benefit. Kings, politics, all that is transitory. I've given up everything and would sacrifice anything to get the Anvil of the Void. Enough questions. If you wish me to get involved with this imbecilic election, I must first have the Anvil. There's only one way out, Warden. Forward. Through Caradon's maze, and out to where the Anvil waits.
Transitory.
What has this place done to you? I remember marrying a girl you could talk to for 1 minute and see her brilliance.
I am your paragon.
I am your paragon.
I needed people to test Caradon's traps. A way to put through such trial and error. And some in. They were all mine, pledged to be my house, and they didn't want to help. They tried to leave me, even my Hesped. But even he wouldn't understand.
Oh, goody.
Shall be done.
Fucking Genlocks.
Shall be done, as you say. Very well.
Just making sure I haven't been through here.
Very well. As you say, shall be done. I should do it. It is begun. Away with you! There is no glory in bloodshed. Very well.
Took you long enough.
We must
So now is the next big boss fight. That thing. I think we spent more time underground than we have actually anywhere else in the main campaign. What the hell? So y'all know that there's a trick to fighting this boss. It's not as simple as just go hack and slash. You've gotta... And I like these puzzle bosses. Come on, bitch. Gotta hit this. Really? And just like that. Just a fun, quick little puzzle boss. See, I don't actually mind going the wrong direction. I actually don't mind fun little bosses like those that actually require skill and thinking and foresight and all that. Oh goody, a locked chest. In a place where we can't possibly use it because we don't have our fucking thief with us. How wonderful. How positively fucking brilliant.
My name is Carradine. Once, longer ago than I care to think, I was a paragon to the Dwarves of Orzammar.
Carradine, the Paragon Smith. Alive?
Ah, there is a voice I recognize. Shale of the House of Kadash, step forward.
You know my name. Is it you that forged me then? Is it you that gave me my name?
Have you forgotten then? It has been so long. I made you into the golem you are now, Shale. But before that you were a dwarf, just as I was. The finest warrior to serve King Valtor, and the only woman to volunteer.
The only woman? A dwarf?
I laid you on the anvil of the void, here in this very room, and put you into the form you now possess.
The anvil of the void. That is what we seek.
If you seek the anvil, then you must care about my story, or be doomed to relive it. I do. I live to ensure that the anvil was never used again. Now it never shall be. It allowed me to forge a man of steel or stone, as flexible and clever as any soldier. As an army, they were invincible, but I told no one the cost. No mere smith, however skilled, has the power to create life. To make my golems live, I had to take their lives from elsewhere. The Darkspawn were pressing in. Originally, I only took volunteers, the bravest of souls, willing to trade their very lives for the chance to defend their homeland. But King Valtor became greedy. He began to force men, casteless and criminals, his political enemies, all of them were to be given to the anvil. It took feeling the hammer's blow myself to realize the height of my crimes. Not revenge. The blow of the hammer opened my eyes. My apprentices knew enough to make me as I am, but not enough to fashion a control rod. I retained my mind. You were amongst the most loyal, Shale. You remained at my side throughout, and at the end, I sent you away out of mercy.
I do not remember.
We have remained entombed here ever since, and I have sought a way to destroy the anvil. Alas, I cannot do it myself. No golem can touch it.
No! The anvil is mine! No one will take it from me!
Shale, you fought to destroy the anvil once. Do not allow it to fall into unthinking hands again!
You speak of things I do not remember. You say we fought. Did you use our control rods to command us to do so?
I destroyed the rods. Perhaps my apprentices eventually learned to replace the rods. I do not know. But if so, then all they need is the anvil to make all the slaves they need. You, please, help me destroy the anvil. Do not let it enslave more souls than it already has.
Don't listen! He's been trapped here for 1,000 years, stewing in his own madness. Help me claim the anvil, and you will have an army like you've never seen!
Bronca, you mad, bleeding nugtail! Does this thing mean so much to you that you can't even see what you've lost to get it?
Look around. Is this what our empire should look like? A crumbling tunnel filled with darkspawn spume? The anvil will let us take back our glory!
So it fights with Caradin? Good. That seems right.
Thank you, stranger. Your compassion shames me.
No! You will not take it! Not while I still live!
Bronca, don't throw your life away for this. Just give her the blasted thing. She's confused. Maybe once she calms down, we can talk to her.
Bah! You're not the only master smith here, Caradin. Golems, obey me!
My friend, you must help me. I cannot stop her alone.
A control rod.
More enemies
Oh
ahead.
no. This little bitch thinks she stands a chance against us. That's hilarious. I'm just an old lady. Oh, I'm dead.
Another life lost because of my invention. I wish no mention of it had made it into history.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Stupid woman. Always knew the anvil would kill her.
How is it that the woman was not able to disable me as she did you, Caradin?
I do not know. Have you been altered?
I once had a pathetic little mage of a master. He did something to me, experimented on me, and then I killed him, and it rendered me paralyzed.
Perhaps he was bringing forth old memories, and caused you to remember the time when you fought at my side. The paralysis you speak of always resulted when the Master perished. As for your free will, you were always a strong woman, Shell. I am pleased to see you remain such.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Do not thank me. All of this is my doing, my legacy. But at least it ends here. I thank you for standing with me, stranger. The anvil waits there for you to shatter it.
It was good to meet you, Paragon. I intend to ensure that your warnings about the golems are heard by the Circle of Magi.
Is there any boon I can grant you for your aid? A final favor before I am freed from my burden? For the aid you've given me, I shall put hammer to steel one last time, and give you a crown for the king of your choice. There, it is done. Give it to whom you will. I do not wish to hear their names, nor anything more of them. I have already lived far beyond my time. I have no place here. That would please me, human.
Wow. Just like that.
You have my eternal thanks, stranger. A trust in Al Tunsha. May you always find your way in the dark.
And it is done.
Well, that pretty much beat the sod out of how I imagined it. You ready to head back yet and share the news? Yeah, those Deshers have been trying to destroy the city for years. Haven't managed yet.
And this is the very last part of the Orzammar saga, and we will be done, I can safely say. What?
Lords of the Assembly, I call for order. This argument gets us nowhere.
Then why these delaying tactics? I call for a vote right now. My father has one living child to assume the Idukan throne. Who would deny him that?
Your father made me swear on his deathbed you would not succeed him.
I apologize for the interruption, Lord Steward, but the Grey Warden has returned.
Well, Warden, what news do you bring?
Caridin was trapped in the body of a golem. This warden granted him the mercy he sought, releasing him and destroying the Anvil of the Void. Before he died, Caridin forged a crown for Orzammar's next king, chosen by the ancestors themselves.
I would like to believe Ogren's word, but it's well known the Grey Warden is Balin's hireling.
Silence! This crown is of Paragon make, and bears House Ortan's ancient seal. Tell us, Warden, whom did Caridin choose?
Why would a Paragon trust someone who knows nothing of us with such a decision? This is preposterous.
We've argued in these chambers for too long. The will of the Paragon is that the Grey Warden decide.
At last, this farce has ended, and I can take my rightful place on my father's throne.
There's the same dwarves repeated. Tiki torch, tiki torch.
Let the memories find you worthy. First amidst the lords of the houses, the King of Orzammar.
Do you acknowledge me as king?
I cannot defy a Paragon. The throne is yours, King Balin.
Then as my first act as king, I call for this man's execution. Guards, seize him! I will return to my palace to gather my generals and prepare our forces for the surface. I will see you there, Warden. You have my gratitude for all you have done for me. You have proven yourself and more, Warden. Without your aid, I would not have taken this throne so smoothly or so soon. My generals are already preparing for a mission to the surface. When you have need of us, you shall have every able-bodied dwarf in Orzammar. Since you did more than I expected, I offer a personal reward as well. This was a maul favored by my brother Trian. Take it with you, as a reminder of your ties to Orzammar. Now, I have much to do. If there is nothing else...
I want my face on one of those big statues.
Good luck, Warden. May we both crush our enemies.
Finally, it is over. The Orzammar saga is fucking done. Let's see. I'm level 19. Let me just go ahead and save it so I don't ever have to relive this shit again. Oh my lord, that was arduous. But it's smooth sailing from here. We just have the Brazilian forest and then the lands meet.
Stone carved, Warden. I've never seen the like. If I'd heard it secondhand, I'd have called it a sodding lie. Warden, we've got a king because of you. The rest, impressive, but the Legion is grateful most for restored leadership. It frees us to fight to the Darkspawn properly. You'll have us too, indirectly. Our place is here. But when you break the Blight, we'll make sure the Darkspawn have a fine welcome home. It's more guaranteed than any servicer's had. Best of the vein to you, Grey Warden. Until the stones embrace.
Oh no! He's a communist!
There is no glory in bloodshed. Best be wary. Margaret wins again.
I don't like how future Dragon Age games basically reduced the dwarves to like side characters. And they don't even have like proper like places to visit anymore.
I started to worry. I didn't know if you were ever coming back. Did you find any records? Any sign of the old Orton Tig? Whatever you do,
Did I not read every book here, or did those books only become available because I went to the Deep Roads? I guess the latter must be true.
I started to worry. I didn't know if you found them? Let me see. That's my great-grandmother's name. And her husband. Oh, great ancestors, it's them! It's me! I am an Orton. Oh, thank you. I have to take these to the assembly right away. Find me there. Once these are acknowledged, I'll give you any reward. My name's Orta. After the old Orton house, they gave our seat back. And the records show which houses still owe House Orton money. One day, I will be able to properly thank you for all you've done for me. I will. And I don't know what treasure is left, but whatever I get, you can have as much as you want. I'll have to find someone willing to look. Maybe a whole expedition. If the Tig is still there, it must have something. House Orton will not forget this kindness. Didn't that sound official?
News of the hour. Lord Balin victorious. Lord Harrowmont arrested.
I'm only asking. Right.
Because if I recall, we killed Zevran. Because he's a sneaky fuck and an assassin.
Show some pity for a poor old man.
Give me a moment. Of course everything's all right. Just give me one sodding moment. By the stone. I feel like I'm about to fall off the world with all that sky up there. Fine, you're the Grey Warden.
I am the Grey Warden.
Thunder Humper.
Indeed.
Invest you not forget. Wait, what?
You're awake. Did you feel it too?
I don't
It was like the
recall
archdemon saw
going to
us.
camp.
Saw us. What does that mean? I think. Wait. Did you hear that?
I don't recall selecting the camp option.
Our skill has won the day. Shall be done. As you say. Quickly, we must fight!
Okay.
I guess it's like Duncan once said. We can sense them, and they can sense us. We'd best be more careful from now on. This camp isn't safe any longer.
They send next, Darkspawn tax collectors?
Yeah, I can't get a bloody night's rest.
How unnerving.
It will be more difficult to sleep here now.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly. I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours? A Grey Warden? How do I know you're telling the truth? No, that's true. Perhaps I shall let the Keeper decide for himself. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our arrows are still trained on you. Follow me.
What the hell is wrong with Wynn's hand?
I see we have guests.
Lovely. It's a whole colony.
Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
This one claims to be a Grey Warden and wishes to speak with the clan. I thought it best to leave the decision to you.
That was wise of you. Macirinus, Mithra. You may return to your post.
Manu Venen, Keeper.
Manu Venen.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zafrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are? If you came to bring news of the Blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not. I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me. The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped, but we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry. Not enough to make a difference for you, and not simultaneously leave us defenseless. The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself, and that would be no trivial task to retrieve. Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan. We would assist with the Blight, of course, and you would have our gratitude. From whom? The Children of the Stone? The Shemlin? Do you truly think they have time to spare for us? There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect, but it's the only hope we have left. I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck. I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
And you see actual veil rifts, or whatever they call veil tears or rifts, in the expansion of I don't know how to delete saves. You see those in Awakening firsthand.